Welcome to my weekly video blog. We're live here in Pateley Bridge, where we have come for the third of our walks in connection with the Nidderdale Walk, which is a large charity event that goes on around about the 20th of May each year. We've done the 8-mile walk, we've done the 15-mile walk, and now we're doing the 22-mile walk. Now we're in the little park which is opposite the showground. The showground is on the other side there. This is the little park, and the Nidderdale walks, all of them, begin by following this walk along here, past a caravan site, across the River Nid, and registering in a hall which I believe is used. If you want to know what's making that noise, it's that. Okay, yes. Having well embarrassed that pigeon, or maybe it was a rock dove, I don't know, one or the other. Yes, I think it's a scout hall, and that's where the registration is. You follow your route, and there are various checkpoints along the way. You get numbered, obviously, and your number turns up at these checkpoints where refreshments are available, usually only in the form of, cold drinks, apart from at Loft House, where they have another scout hall open, and they do all sorts there. I mean, last year they did bacon butties and all sorts, for a price, of course, but there we are. The 8-mile walk is a completely different walk, which is usually in that direction, which is, let me think, in the west, in fact. But the 15 and the 22-mile walks are in that direction, the north, and the 22-mile, which we're doing this year, incorporates the 15, sorry, is it the 17, something like that, 15, 17, whatever, which goes to Loft House and back. So we've done most of the 22-mile walk before last year. Therefore, I will not be doing much in the way of videos for the first third of the walk, in fact, in which I'll be actually walking properly to make sure that I have enough time to complete the walk, and to get to Loft House, which is something that I've already done. And then the 22-mile, the sort of little addition that makes it 22 miles, goes on from there up to a place called Scarhouse Dam. Now, Scarhouse Dam is it's a stone masonry dam. In terms of its construction by masonry, it is the largest in Europe, in fact. It is, I'm told it's quite colossal, but I'm also told that you ought to bear in mind that it's a particular style of dam that's the largest in Europe, and not necessarily the height or the width of that particular dam. The dam is holding one of the largest reservoirs I think we have in the country, and I believe it serves Bradford with water, but I could be wrong. So, as always, we get dropped off here early in the morning. We have our breakfast here, then we go along to register. I am still a little bit early, and so I shall tell you a little bit about what has happened this week. Obviously, this week has been a little bit poignant, because we have passed the first year of the death of Jens the Budgie. Everybody remembers Jens the Budgie, don't they? The cobalt blue budgie that I bought in 2009 to remind me of intrinsic value. which is something that I had not believed for a very long time, and something that I chose actively to believe in response, in fact, to some of the stuff that had been going on with mixed martial arts. It's a very long story, and one I suppose I ought to tell at some point, because of course it's a process that has occurred over the time in which I've had the camera, and so it's not sort of been deposited in one particular lump as a story, because of course the story was actually taking place. So I may well give a broadcast to mark the first anniversary of the death of Jens the Budgie and talk about that. In fact, I will do that. That's one of the things I've decided that I will do. Good idea. The other thing that happened this week was getting back to the doctors and talking to him about what was going on with my neuralgia. Trigeminal neuralgia is pain which is caused in a nerve that covers one half of the face. The nerve comes out from the brain. It's a cranial nerve. It comes out under the ear, and it splits into three. One goes along the lower jaw, one goes between the upper jaw, well, it sort of goes along the upper jaw but to the nose as well and across the cheek, and the third one goes up and around the eye. And trigeminal neuralgia is when there's a blood vessel very close to the under the ear, which is where the nerve actually comes out, and for some reason the blood vessel can shift and push on the nerve, and that causes pain. And this pain will appear from nowhere, last between I don't know, 5 minutes and 30 minutes, and then disappear again. It is untreatable with conventional painkillers, so paracetamol, Anodin, all that sort of stuff, even codeine, doesn't have much effect on it. I was getting maybe one bout a day when I went to the doctors 3 weeks ago. Since then I've been having 6 or 7 bouts a day, and they've been waking me up at night. And so we've decided that it's not going to go away on its own, and it needs treating. There are 2 main treatments for it. The first treatment is by medication, and the second treatment is by surgery. And they try the medication first. The medication they try is actually an anti-epileptic drug, and it works by slowing the nerve impulses, I believe, which is supposed to somehow stop or quell the response of the nerve to the blood vessel. And what it does is it allows the blood vessel to sort of move a little, and then you come off the medication, but you can expect the trigeminal neuralgia to appear, I don't know, maybe in a year or 2, and then you undergo another course. You use them like antibiotics, so you're not on them all the time at all. You're only on them when you're having a group of neuralgic attacks. The problem with them, for me, is that if used in strong enough doses, they are an antidepressant, and I'm, as you know, on anti-anxiety and antidepressants. It's a combined drug called sertraline hydrochloride. I'm on that permanently, have been for nearly 10 years, and I do not want that to be buggered up, because it's a fine balance, and my well-being is dependent on that. And the other thing, of course, is that with any drug you can get side effects, and the side effects of sertraline hydrochloride after 9.5 years are bad enough without having something else. I have agreed to take them because I must if I want to live a pain-free existence with this trigeminal neuralgia. But if it doesn't go well, I shall be stopping it. And of course, if it doesn't work, then I will be going back. And what you do is you do it in 3-day bursts. So you take the first level, which is 1 pill twice a day. So it's 2 pills a day for 3 days. And then you go up to 4 pills a day. I will not go up to 4 pills a day, I'll only go up to 3 pills a day, because at the 4 pill level you are at 400 milligrams, and that is when it starts being an antidepressant. So I'm not going to go that high. And you use it in 3-day bursts, so if you find that it works, you carry it on for 3 days, and then you lower the level and hope that things have sorted themselves out a little bit, and that you don't need it so much, and then eventually you come off. If that doesn't work in about a month, which is all the pills I have, because it's not a repeat prescription, he doesn't want me on it permanently, and I do not want to be on it permanently, we go back to him and we talk surgery. And there are 2 different types of surgeries, equally distasteful, I suppose. The first one is a sort of radiation surgery, so it doesn't cut the skin at all, and it fires radiation, and it damages the bit of the nerve which is next to the blood vessel. So when the blood vessel is pushing on the nerve is pretty much not responsive, hence you don't get any pain. The problem with that is twofold. Firstly, it's pretty much permanent. That bit of nerve is destroyed. Secondly, you have issues where you can lose sensation across your face if it kills too much of the nerve. Or you could be paralysed in one side of the face. So bit of an issue there. The other surgical procedure that they do is proper surgery, and it's actually classed as brain surgery, although I suppose it's not really. It's decompressive, and what they do is they actually insert something which will push the blood vessel out the way. So it separates the blood vessel from the nerve, hence you don't get the nerve firing. This of course has to be done where the nerve comes out of the brain, so under the ear, and it is therefore classed as brain surgery, although it's sort of really neck surgery, I suppose. And you can have all sorts of problems with that. Sorry, it looks like people are starting to arrive. From the same sort of facial disfigurement to death. People have died. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. But right now, I think it's time to sort myself out and go on my Nidderdale walk.